if we go back to the First World War when the tracing service started, we handled 100,000 inquiries from family members in Australia looking for information and news about their sons, Australian soldiers who were fighting overseas. And then if we come to more recent times, during the conflict in the former Yugoslavia in the 1990s, we facilitated the exchange of 11,000 Red Cross messages, which was the only way that people could communicate from Australia to family members in former Yugoslavia during that conflict.
Why do people reach out to you as opposed to, say, other authorities on the ground in conflict zones?
The very unique thing about the Red Cross is it has this amazing worldwide network. There are 189 national societies all over the world and working in conflict zones, and it's through this network that we can pass information. And the Red Cross, being a neutral, impartial organisation, can access places that others can't. We can go into places of detention, into prisons. We have a huge network of volunteers in all of these countries who have such a far reach to try and locate people.
Now, I imagine some areas of being able to reunite people are relatively straightforward, but others would be extremely difficult and would take a lot of time.
Yeah.
What are some examples that you can share with us about people being reunited?
Yeah. Well, one of the stories that we share in the exhibition relates to a mother who was separated from her son for 50 years. So Helen and her husband fled Hungary during the Hungarian Revolution in 1956 and left their son Erno, who was 2 years old at the time, in the care of their grandparents because it wasn't safe for them to take him. By the time they hoped to go back and to collect him, but the border was then closed. The Iron Curtain fell and they eventually migrated to Australia, and through their own networks they tried to search for him for a very long time, and I guess they came to Red Cross as the last hope to try and find information about Erno. They approached us and about a year later, through our colleagues in the Hungarian Red Cross, we were able to find a last known address for Erno, and Helen was reunited with her son after 50 years.
Wow, that's a fantastic story.
A very emotional reunion.
Yes.
Now, there's the case as well of Emmanuel from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Take us through his story.
That's right. So Emmanuel was only 14 when he witnessed the killing of his entire family during the conflict in Democratic Republic of Congo. He was eventually resettled to Australia as a refugee, and again approached Red Cross in the hope that he may be able to find some extended family that hadn't been killed during the conflict. So he approached us, and through our network again we searched for his family and were able to locate his aunt and uncle, and facilitate the exchange of Red Cross messages, of family news, and were able to put them in contact over the phone. And that was after 18 years. Emmanuel was able to find these surviving family members, and for him, that the only family that he has, and so it was very great.
Some great stories there. Megan, you mentioned the extensive network that the Red Cross has, but what tools do you actually have at your disposal to find people, and how do you navigate around those inevitable dead ends that you must encounter a lot?
So I guess there are very traditional tools that Red Cross has used since the very beginning of the service for 100 years, so it's Red Cross messages, and that's as basic as someone writing a message and then us using the Red Cross network to try and hand deliver that message to a person. So that will be actually going and physically trying to find someone through community networks, through contacts, through authorities, trying to find that person. With the advances in technology now, Red Cross has started to develop some new ways of restoring family links. That includes a Family Links website. So during the recent in Nepal, the earthquake, immediately Red Cross established a Family Links website where people could register a family as missing, and people in Nepal, if they had access to internet, could register themselves as safe and well, so more online, virtual way of exchanging messages.
I'm sure the internet, the advent of the internet has helped things a lot.
Yes, it has, but I guess still when people don't have an address or
Access.
information, then that's why they come to us.